recognizing and seeing things on their own when they watch film, not just stuff that's pointed out by the staff, but then processing it the way they need to on
I
their
think
own?
it's our job to give them a perspective, and then I think it's their job to accept it, to absorb it. So it'd be one thing if we came in and watched the film and we're just looking for every bit of negative. That's not what we're doing, because there were some opportunities. And again, you don't accept in victory what you won't accept in defeat. Well, sometimes in defeat, you've got to find some positives in there where they can say, hey, if this goes right and that goes right, and we don't take this shot or we get this stop, there's the potential of something different. And I do think they're getting that. But again, we've got to exhibit it. And again, it goes back to this team has got to play on edge. It's got to play. We cannot turn the ball over. And we're turning the ball over too much right now. There's no way around that. And we've got to cut those down, because those turn into easy baskets for the other team, and eliminates what we have in a very good offensive team from being able to get more shots. And again, there's always a lot of things that you can get better at, but us taking care of the ball on offense, us being a little bit more aware and alert on defense, and us making sure that our rebounding is really strong on both ends are the keys for us.
What were the positives that you took out of the game?
Oh, how close, a couple of things. I'll give you an example. Well, it's a shot before, I think it's 18 to 10, okay? We make one more pass, all of a sudden we hit a 2 or we hit a 3. Well, that's a 5-point game, okay, or a 6-point game. Even with that said, it gets to 20-12. We miss a wide open 3 at the top of the key, okay? Now we hit that 3, and all of a sudden it's 20-15. We're coming down with a set defense. We miss that 3. They come down. It's 22-12. It's little things like that. You've got to show your team the game within the game, or the games within the game. And we always break it down. Certainly, I mean, in football it's special teams, but you can look at the situational things, the baseline out of bounds, the sideline out of bounds, the after timeout games. But it's more than that. It's the sequence of the game. And we've got to understand where the next pass is. We've got, frankly, we passed up some shots in that game. I was as angry about that as anything else. We've got to continue to take open shots, not take challenge ones. And sometimes when that ball stops and it's not moving, we get a little stuck. And we've got to overcome that. But again, so much of that comes because our confidence is coming from the offensive end, and that's not going to be the way it is, especially when you go on the road.
You guys were able to get energy from your defense from most of the non-conference season, a lot of those games.
Sure.
Are you being attacked differently? Are there things that you guys are doing, like not
From the defense?
Yeah.
Well, the other day was a little different. The other day was different than the Minnesota game. The Minnesota game, we just seemed like a step slow on plays. We weren't reading screens and getting out on people, and we just weren't as locked in defensively. The other day is a hard game because you're not just going to guard Jaron Sullinger one-on-one. I think you guys saw what happens when you do that. And inside of the game plan, the shots that Smith had, I said this last night, Smith had a rough day, like he had for us against Penn State. He only made 1 3 out that was on the game plan. That was okay, this is the game plan, and he hit it. And we were late at getting out off of a double team. The rest, he got off kickouts and offensive rebounds, the break, some things like he played well. So, but when you're playing against a team like that that's got so many scores, your margin for error goes down, which means your urgency's got to go up. And they were really aggressive with us on offense. When we were on offense, we didn't handle that as well. But we outscored them in the second half. That's not a moral victory, but that's when we're an aggressive and an attack mindset like we were maybe the last 10, 11 minutes of that game, and our pressure started to turn them. Now, were they playing at the same level? Probably not. They had a big lead. That's part of it too. But we showed the ability to be aggressive. And even inside of that, we missed some opportunities of guys that usually make those shots, and a couple times we should have made the next pass. So I'm going to finish this. So are we being played different? I think every team is going to play you differently. Some are going to have the zone. Some are going to trap the post one way. They're going to trap the post another way. They're going to three-quarter the post. They're going to play behind the post. The key is how you adjust to the game. But the one constant is people in this league are going to get up and guard you, and you're going to have to guard basically all 5 on the other team. And that's not always the way it is in the non-conference. You know, the non-conference, now Kentucky and Notre Dame and Butler and NC State, now they're going to put 5 guys out on the court all the time that you have to guard. But not everybody else has that. But we just, our urgency wasn't there. And then all of a sudden, you're like a split second, a second late, and people in this league can make you pay for that.
How important was it from a confidence standpoint at the end of a second straight loss for them to handle?
Oh, much different, much more inside oriented. and there's still the ability of inside out, and you have to bring somebody else there because he's just too big. And he catches the ball usually with at least 1 foot in the paint. And he's not scoring a lot of points yet, but there's a lot of touches. And you've got to do a great job of trying to eliminate those touches in the post. And I can see what they're talking about with Talley, maybe feeling like he's their best shooter, because when I saw something said today where he's not back yet where he needs to be, but he looks pretty good to me. But Spencer's like Frazier from Penn State. He can create tremendous havoc in the break with getting to the basket. He's a very good shooter. McCray is one of those who do you guard him with type of guys. He can get to the rim. He can shoot threes. He can pick and pop. He can post up. So they're a good team. I mean, they're a really good team. I don't think in this league right now, whether you're on the top or on the bottom, anybody can get caught up in anybody's record, because it is a very good league.
Cody made the